It seems Square Enix are considering something that I'm pretty torn on, and that's that they're considering crowdfunding to localise Japanese games for Western audiences. Now, just to make this clear right off the bat, they're not talking about all of their games. No. We're talking about the games that literally would not see Western localisation normally. Like, some games are literally just stuck in Japan and would be eternally so without something like this or whatever, something different maybe. Now, according to GameSpot, the latest issue of Game Informer has a discussion with the CEO of Square Enix Europe, Phil Rogers, in which he suggests that funding campaigns are a, quote, very natural strategy for bringing over unlocalized titles, and then finishes up by saying, quote, I would love to try and work with crowdfunding to find a way, because ultimately we want to satisfy the demands of the fans. Now, translating a game, especially some of the more text-heavy RPGs that Square Enix is known for, requires quite an amount of resources, and of course when the demand just does not match the time, effort and cost a game's localization requires, it is of course hard to justify an overseas release. And then Roger said, quote, if fans want to sign up for a campaign, spot a game's Western launch and say this is the absolute demand for it, and we can set targets and say if we achieve that, then we can do it. Now, another thing I need to make clear before I get on to, the opinion-y part of this video, is that this is not a confirmation that they will be turning towards crowdfunding in the future, but fans of Square Enix games who've never made it outside of Japan, such as several of the Dragon Quest series, English is good, should definitely take note. Now, I'm torn on this. On one hand, the fan in me who loves their games and, wants to see the games that are stuck in Japan come over here is thinking, oh yeah, this sounds cool. But then the other side of me is concerned, saying, well, Square Enix are a multi-million-dollar company, and this sets a little bit of an interesting precedent. I'm not really sure. I mean, yes, they don't localise it because it isn't literally worth the time and money. They, of course, localise the games that are worth it, like Final Fantasy, etc. These games are literally the ones that are niche, at least here in the West, so that's why they don't localise them. If there was demand for it, they would do it. So I suppose this is a way of showing interest, but it still concerns me that this sets a dangerous precedent when you've got a multi-million-dollar company getting money from fans. But I don't know. We have seen Kickstarter being used as a proof of concept, but that usually means I will create this game if there's a proof of interest, such as with Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I don't know, I'm really torn on this one, guys. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I'd love to hear some thoughts from you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.